Good morning, Radiant Church. This is Erin and a kitten, and I have Tuesday's devotion to share with you. The first part I'd like to share has to do with the story of the kitten. So a few weeks ago, that kitten was feral, and it lived with its brothers and sisters sort of spread out in some yards, and it was in a dangerous spot. It was underneath decks and in pool equipment and living next to dead possum bones and covered in fleas and just in a bad spot. And anyway, it needed to be removed. And so my kids and I were able to go through and try to remove the kittens from where they were at, and we were able to do that. And when we did that, they were hissing and scratching and biting, and still have a little ways to go before they are comfortable in their new environment. But I don't know, I think that story sort of reminds me of where I'm at right now, where the kittens were really comfortable where they were living, and I was really comfortable with where I was living in life and the pace of my day and the schedule of my week and the things that we were up to. And that whole idea was interrupted. And just as I took a kitten out of the environment, which I thought was dangerous for it and unhealthy, in a way I feel like God is taking me out of environments that are dangerous or unhealthy for me. So I'm at a spot where it's like, well, what now? So a thought for Tuesday. I wanted to share with you Luke 11. Starting with verse 34, this is the New Living Translation. Luke 11:34. Your eye is like a lamp that provides light for your body. When your eye is healthy, your whole body is filled with light. But when it is unhealthy, your body is filled with darkness. Make sure that the light you think you have is not actually darkness. If you are filled with light, with no dark corners, then your whole life will be radiant, as though a floodlight were filling you with light. My encouragement for you today is something to do with your eyes. That first line in the passage reminded me, I think of eyes as like a superhero where light's like shooting out of them. And this passage is talking about that what's coming in your eyes is the light that's lighting through your body. And so what comes in my eyes is what I'm using to light my body. And so what I see, also what I hear, is all coming in, and I'm wondering how much of that is light and how much of that is darkness, because there's definitely a warning in there. Make sure that the light you think you have is not actually darkness. I think I'm a little blown away by that. Like, how can I perceive something as light and it be darkness? Hey, maybe you could like comment and tell me. Another thought, as I'm thinking about what is going to enter my eyes today, I am reminded of a couple days ago when I was able to go on a walk all by myself. The song from Hillsong, So Will I, came to mind, and I couldn't help but see the grass just reaching towards the sky. And when I saw that, it's like I just had to go in agreement with it. If the grass, reaches towards the heavens, God, so will I. And the treetops were swaying or dancing, and I thought, God, if the trees will dance, so will I. The song goes, if the stars were made to worship, so will I. If the oceans roar your greatness, so will I. And so I'm just going to be in agreement with God's creation today. If we were created to worship, then so will I. I'm going to end with Psalm 19. The heavens declare the glory of God. The skies proclaim the work of his hands. Day after day they pour forth speech. Night after night they display knowledge. There's no speech or language where their voice is not heard. Their voice goes out into all the earth, their words to the ends of the world. So going forward today, I'm going to think about what comes in my eyes, and I'm going to take in a lot of God's creation, a lot of light, and I'm going to be in agreement. If the stars were made to worship, so will I.